Welcome, Gemini, to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 7th of August for the Sun or the Ascendant. There's a lot of energy going on in your 12th house this week. Some of it can be jarring and a little unsettling. Some of it can be very positive. Now let's just check out the two players that are there. Jupiter, the planet of growth, optimism, but in the 12th house, brilliant for really trying to access the higher part of our spiritual nature, really quite inspirational. But you also have the more erratic and sometimes restless energies of Uranus, which has been here for some time. Now Uranus is going to be interacting with both Venus, the planet of relating, in your 3rd house, very akin to the energy of your sign, except that it's in the proud Leo. But also later this week, Uranus is going to clash with the Sun. But we also have on Wednesday a quarter moon in the sign of Taurus, again accessing the 3rd and 12th houses. The 12th house is where we may find it a little bit difficult to integrate certain elements of our nature. It can be our shadow side, our psychology, it can be part of us that may be a little fearful or anxious. And it can also be where people observe us in not necessarily a very positive way, but they don't necessarily articulate that opposition. So in traditional astrology, secret enemies. So the classic 12th, 3rd house energy we have this week is gossip. So in other words, a lot of chit chat can go on, but it won't necessarily be positive. It could be that you'll be tempted to share something, an observation on someone you're not keen on, to someone that you feel will keep that confidence. Or it could be that there's just a lot of energy around you that seems to be not necessarily open, frank and genuine. Maybe just social media in general is really going to be quite wearing for you this week, because I feel that you're going to have a potential to soak up the vibe, but not necessarily feel it in a particularly uplifting and constructive ways. So the best way to deal with this week is to focus on the energy in your 4th house, which is where your ruler Mercury lies. Mercury forges a brilliant link to Jupiter, but also Mars in this sector forges a great link to Uranus. And I think what you're being encouraged to do here is, where you do feel a little unsure, or you feel that perhaps some people around you are not necessarily being as frank as they could be, try to do something constructive with the energy you have got, but particularly with your home or emotional life. So for example, if you read some information that helped you to better understand your own deeper motivations or some of your fears, or you could integrate some parts of your nature in a way which made you feel more secure, that 4th house energy, that's actually going to give you a lot more physical drive. Also an idea that's been on the back burner for some while with Uranus in the 12th house, and it might be very inventive and different, that can find an outlet through its connection to Mars. Mars in the 4th house could see you recreate your space at home in a very novel, fresh way. Perhaps you're actually going to declutter your home. I think if you do declutter your home this week, it'd be very good for your emotional and spiritual energy. But you know, Venus in its retrograde does continue to connect in a very inspirational way with the North Node, recently arrived in your 11th house. If there are people around you that you really can feel a kinship to, a connection to, that you're feeling deep within you, do listen to that instinct. It's just, I feel that perhaps if you work in a little bit of a gossipy environment, or perhaps you socialise where some people have competing loyalties and perhaps there's some underlying politics, that's where you need to be a little bit cautious. And I wouldn't be too open this week with the Sun squaring with Jupiter, or actually even too generous. This is a week to keep your guard up a little bit and focus on enhancing your sense of security. Use your words very carefully, measure what you say, Think about what you want to say before you say it. You can be one of the most charismatic and bubbly members of the zodiac, but I think this is a week to be a little bit more focused on your inner world and how you can work with that, and just keep a bit of a distance from anyone who tends to drain you, either energetically or just in terms of their physical demands upon your time. Now, I'd just like to share with you a very exciting opportunity. Year 2023 is speeding by, and year 2024 is racing towards us. If you order your year 2024 personal horoscope forecast based on your unique birth data now, I'll prepare the rest of year 2023 free of charge. Plus, in my 30% off package, you'll also get your character analysis, your life roadmap report, which will give you searing insights into the patterns that have gone on in your situation and help you to have a much more intimate understanding of what they're about. Please see beneath this video for more information.